Are you tired yet?
Enjoy the best coverage for the things you own and those you care about. Protect what matters most with life, health, and general insurance. The time by Sagicor Life and Advantage General is
7 a.m. and it's now time for the Morning Watch.
Listeners to Love 101 FM are advised that the views and opinions expressed in this program are not necessarily those of Love 101 FM.
Hello and welcome to the Morning Watch on Love 101 FM. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. A special welcome to our listeners on love101.org, and if you're overseas and on the move, U.S. listeners can access us at 712-832-8001. And if you're in the UK, 0330-332-6541. Or join us via the Love 101 FM app that can be downloaded from the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. You can also join us on Love 101 FM Facebook and YouTube Live. In the first watch today, free motorcycle helmets. And in the second watch, Spanish Town, the tourism capital of St. Catherine. For our social media question, we ask, will free helmets really help to solve the problems caused when motorcyclists ride without helmets? We're asking you to share your responses on our Love 101 FM Facebook page and YouTube channel, and also on WhatsApp 876-997-3125 using the hashtag The Morning Watch. We'll share your responses later on in the program, but before all of that, here's our quote.
All right, good morning, good morning. Today's I quote, let me pull it up here. It's not showing. One second. Okay, so today's I quote says, success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. And this one is from Jacob Collier.
Okay, thank you very much, Jukan.
No
How are you doing, my brother?
I'm great.
Yes, still being successful.
Thank God.
Yeah, man, the small efforts repeated daily. Great.
Mm-hmm.
The first watch will be back after this break.
Your money idling when it could be thriving. With CIBC Caribbean's fixed deposit offering, you can take charge of your cash. With 50,000 Jamaican to start, choose terms from 30 days to 2 years. Lock in your funds and enjoy premium rates guaranteed to grow your wealth. Whether you're eyeing short or long-term gains, our fixed deposit accounts puts you firmly in control of your money. Now is the time to open a CIBC fixed deposit account and start earning more today. CIBC, ambitions made real.
Every day I get bigger, every day I get better. I'm a star and I shimmer. Watch me grow, I'm a winner, yeah. Every step that I take, oh yeah. Feeling great cause I'm learning, yeah. I'm a star and I shimmer. Watch me grow, I'm a winner, yeah. La 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 la. Watch me grow with a Lacta Plus.
Help support their mental development at this important stage with a unique combination of nutrients from a Lacta Plus. This product is not intended to be a substitute for breast milk.
When tape diapers are difficult to change, it's time for Pampers Easy Ups with 360 stretchy waistband. They're easy to put on and take off, keeping their skin dry and protected.
Changes are easy with Easy Ups.
Did you know that many of my schoolmates have an unhealthy diet, especially at school, and now 23% of them are overweight and or obese? And so one less sugary drink at my school may mean one friend less, or 2 or 3, at risk of cavities or diabetes. And if we're serving less foods high in saturated fats, sugar, and sodium, it may reduce our risk from obesity, heart disease, and high blood pressure. The solution is simple, right? Act now. Let's get unhealthy foods and beverages out of our schools.
A message from the Heart Foundation of Jamaica and partners.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. Now, Prime Minister Andrew Holness reportedly stated that the failure to wear helmets while operating motorbikes does not only risk lives, but places additional pressure on the healthcare system. Also, in 2022, he reportedly pledged to distribute 10,000 helmets free of cost to bikers across the country. Now, this distribution has already started, but some persons are asking if giving out free helmets is the solution. Well, to discuss this and other related matters, we have joining us this morning Mr. Marlon Fletcher, President of the Jamaica Motorcyclists Association, and Mr. Michael Miles, Executive Director of Jamaica Drivers Syndicate. Good morning to you both. Good morning.
Morning.
Yes, morning.
Yeah, man. Marlon Fletcher here.
Yes, good to have you, Mr. Fletcher. Mr. Miles with us?
Yes, I am. Are you hearing me?
Hearing you now.
Yes, great. Good morning. Good morning,
Yeah,
Doc. Good morning, Mr. Fletcher.
Morning,
Morning.
gentlemen. Now, before we delve into the meat of our discussion, tell us a little bit about your respective organizations, beginning with you, Mr. Miles. Just a little bit.
Oh, sure. All right. So, the Jamaica Drivers Syndicate, JDS, was established back in 2017. It came out of basically an enthusiast sort of a dream. I'm a member of a number of car groups in Jamaica, and as you know, Jamaica has a very vibrant car culture.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do something a little bit more. So I had established JDS as a charitable organization where I would pull support from the various car groups, and we would have different events and charitable activities. We would give awards to primary school students, and a number of other things. So that really is the focus. It's a charitable organization that we pull different car enthusiasts together in Jamaica.
And that's across the island.
And that is absolutely across the island.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Fletcher, Jamaica
Yeah, man.
Motorcyclists Association.
Jamaica Motorcyclists Association was formed out of the need for proper representation for motorcyclists across the length and breadth of Jamaica, because we have several sectors of motorcyclists, from the bearers to daily commuters that use a bike to get to work, to the sport bike riders. So we saw the need for proper representation for that, for bikers across Jamaica, and that is how we came about.
Yeah. Now, your opening thoughts, gentlemen, on the reported distribution of helmets free of cost to some motorcyclists. Beginning with you, Mr. Miles.
Okay, sure, certainly. Well, you know, I even though I was hearing the discussions leading up to that, coming out of the launch of the coalition there, I didn't even know that was a proposal that was put forward until the producer contacted me, and I found it, quite interesting. And of course, I wouldn't throw cold water on such a suggestion, because the benefits would be there. It would give more access to people who need it. But then there are the dangers that we have to consider, and that to me is what is most important. So while the initiative itself can't be a single solution, you know, we need other interventions. So it should be, as long as it's part of a suite of solutions for me, I am fine. I'm fine with it. But we have to make sure that we look at the dangers in that, because there are actually dangers or things that can prevent such an initiative from being successful.
Interesting. Mr. Fletcher.
Yeah, man, it's a good start. It's a good initiative to issue out helmets to motorcyclists across the length and breadth of Jamaica. But one have to ask ourselves these questions. Why weren't they wearing a helmet in the first place?
Mhm.
And I think it is human behavior why they weren't wearing a helmet. So I personally think that in conjunction with the issuance of free helmet, there has to be a zero tolerance approach as it relates to enforcement. Because what you find will happen is that these young men will get these helmets and they will put them down on their dresser and they
Mhm.
will still be riding the motorcycle without a helmet. So I personally think that this is a good initiative, but it has to be coupled with enforcement from law enforcement officer to say, hey, you are now getting helmets, you need to wear them, and if you don't wear them, what will happen in based on the law?
Mhm. So even among the members of your association, what's the general feedback you're getting? Read this initiative.
The general feedback is it is a good initiative, but also the helmets that are being issued are what we call half helmets
What
and
helmet? What? Say it again.
half helmets.
Ah.
It only cover the top of the head,
Oh.
right? And it doesn't protect the entirety of the head. Like I said, I am not knocking the initiative. It is a good initiative, right? But it has to be coupled with enforcement. From the members are saying that some of these young men are not going to wear these helmets because it almost looks like a bicycle helmet.
And since you have gone there in terms of the describing the helmet, you're saying these are half helmets.
Yes, they
What,
are. Let me add though that they are DOT certified.
what is that?
That is the Department of Transportation,
Uh-huh.
right? All helmets have to be DOT certified, but there are different helmets for different
Right.
specs motorcycle.
Uh-huh.
And what we find is that while the helmet is of good spec for the required motorcycle, which are the 125cc, these young men are operating these motorcycles at speeds that the motorcycles were not designed to go. You follow me? So
Mhm.
what you find now is that they by default require a sport bike helmet or a more sturdy helmet to operate these motorcycles.
And you're saying that these are half helmets that are being distributed. As far as
Yes.
you know, was there any consultation made with your organization in that regard to guide the process?
We were told that they will be getting some helmet. The Ministry of National Security will be getting 2,000 helmet to issue. They did not consult with our organization as it relates to what is a good type of helmet, what is a good brand, what is they did none of that.
Mr. Miles, I'm assuming that your concerns with the motorcyclists go beyond the non-wearing of their helmets. You want to say anything on that?
Well, yes, I believe Mr. Fletcher mentioned it earlier when he spoke about human behavior. I think it comes right down to that. If we go a little bit backwards, if you remember, I believe the Traffic Act included the wearing of seatbelts for motor cars back in, I believe, 96 or thereabout. Prior to that, I think the data was showing something like 20%, 21% of persons who would wear seatbelts. Fast forward after the promulgation of that law, of that provision, we had an increase of up to 80 odd percent. And that for me was as a result of a number of things. It was being enforced, one, because wearing or non-wearing of the seatbelt is very visible. A police can spot you from a mile away, so it was very enforceable. Two, at the time, we had a liberalization of the um, automobile sale, industry. So we had more quote unquote new cars that were coming in that were already having seatbelts. So it wasn't a problem. We did have some older cars back then that it was an issue, but cars were being more accessible, newer vehicles. So then it was easier for persons to continue.
Let me get
to
you,
wear seatbelt.
Mr. Miles. Are you saying talking about the enforcement of the law?
So right. So what I'm getting at is that the enforcement of the law needs to happen, but that enforcement or whatever provision is in the act, or the amendment that needs to be made, need to look at the motive, the reason behind. Mr. Fletcher mentioned some persons don't want to hear it
I'm so
because
sorry.
of
So sorry, Mr. Miles. We're on a break. Soon be
yes,
back. Right?
sure.
Ready up, Jamaica! Get excited for a one-of-a-kind experience on Sunday, June 4. The Orchards of True Juice Bog Walk come alive with another staging of the True Juice 5K. Come run, walk, and have some fun as we raise funds for the Linstead Hospital. Enjoy the natural beauty of our island while enjoying a truly Jamaican vibe. Entry fee $2,000. Register now at truejuice.com. There's no other 5K like it. Follow at True Juice on Instagram for more details.
Everybody needs a helping hand, somebody to understand. In the end, we're all human. For people living with HIV, no discrimination. Here to support them through. Respect you as usual. Got to protect them too. Whether your friend or your family, somebody in your community, people living with HIV. Protect, accept, and respect people living with HIV. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Well, if you want buy appliances for your home with the quality high and the price low, get it on a Bashco. Get it on a Bashco. 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 Be everything where you need. Bashco. Quality service guaranteed and a Bashco. Get it on a Bashco. Gives you more. Yeah. Bashco. Furniture for your house. There's needing everything for your kitchen. Blocks and more at Bashco. The store that gives you more. Bashco.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint, and in this, the first watch, we're looking on the distribution of free motorcycle helmets. Is that the solution? In so doing, we have online Mr. Michael Miles, Executive Director of Jamaica Drivers Syndicate, and Mr. Marlon Fletcher, who is President of the Jamaica Motorcyclists Association. I think before the break, Mr. Miles, you're making a point in terms of enforcement of the law, how important that is.
Yes, and it has been proven over and over again that once there's a consistent and persistent enforcement in any law, and it will definitely be the same for this case, that we can see positive results through that. But as I was also saying, that outside of legislation and enforcement, there needs to be other intervention as well. Education, of course, continued education.
Mm-hmm.
They had the launching of the Jamaica National Road Safety, the coalition, Jamaica's the motorcycle helmet wearing coalition, and that meeting, I believe, was held in Kingston at the AC Hotel. And my question was, how many of those persons who are required to be a part of such a activity, how many of them were at such an event? What's the demographic like? And I'd also ask Mr. Fletcher, because I'm not sure what is the demographics like of the members of your association, because sometimes you do have, when you have members of certain association, you find that these individuals behave differently from other individuals who are maybe the ones who are pushing up these rates. So those are some things that we have to consider as well.
I don't know, Mr. Fletcher, want to respond to that.
All right, so I am a member of the National Helmet Wearing Coalition, right? And many of my members are members of the National Helmet Wearing Coalition. And it's a coalition that is growing. It is a coalition that is offering education and also encouraging bikers to wear their helmets. And we are going across the length and breadth of Jamaica in doing so. Right now, in any organization, you would have a broad section of, in this case, bikers from all walks of life that is covered, that is a part of the organization.
Okay.
But I go further on the case of enforcement. I strongly believe that in collaboration with education, enforcement has to play a greater
Mhm.
role
Yes.
in
Yes.
getting
Yes.
bikers to conform
Mhm.
to the road traffic act, not just
Mhm.
wearing helmets, but just conform to the rules of the road. Now, I say that to say that you find that sometimes either the police can't bother with us or they just see us as a lost cause, right? They don't enforce the law. You can pull up in beside a police car in a helmet and he says without a helmet,
So,
sorry, and he says nothing to you,
so for the
right?
record, Mr. Fletcher, I know you're not. I don't think you're a lawyer, right? I don't know if you're a lawyer, but
Mhm.
what does the law state in that regard? In your own words, it's mandatory, is it not?
To wear a helmet, yes, it is. It is
Yeah,
not only mandatory to wear a helmet, but the helmet has to be securely fastened to your head.
and for the pillion rider as well.
And for the pillion rider as well, the pillion rider has to wear a helmet and the helmet has to be secured. And this is not a new law. People keep talking about the new road traffic act, the new road traffic act. The helmet law has been around since the 90s.
But tell
It
us,
is,
Mr. Fletcher,
it is not a new law.
why is it the men and the women, the bike riders, are reluctant to wear these helmets?
I,
What's the
I, I find that based on the new road traffic act, we are seeing greater compliance in helmet wearing, but there is still a large gap of bikers who
why?
don't want to wear the helmet.
Why?
I
What
think
has
it is. I think they just want to be seen. I think they think that it's not going to happen to them. I just cannot get it. But at the same time, if you should break down the demography of bikers that are not wearing helmet, the type of bikes that they are riding, then you
Mhm.
would see the target market, and
Yes.
you have to basically divide and conquer because that
Yes.
is the target market that you need to go
Yes.
after,
any
right?
truth? Any truth, Mr. Fletcher, to the concerns about heat under the helmet? And that some of these helmets look as if you come from Mars, like extraterrestrial.
There is no truth. A motorcycle is only stationary at a stoplight or a stop sign, right? A motorcycle helmet is designed with a lot of wind vent that pushes air into the helmet while you are riding. You can open the vent, you can close the vent, you can play around with them, and you can do whatever you want with the vent for your own comfort. The
It's
time
not.
is hot, yes, but the motorcycle is moving. The visor can open where you can get a lot of wind into your face. So yes, I do understand. Unless you're in some sort of a carnival parade where you are traveling 4 miles an hour, heat is not a factor.
Oh, and just how the thing look, this big thing on your head. They say it look weird, like as if you are, from Mars.
Well, I mean, you have to understand that it's your safety,
Huh?
right? And better you have this big thing on your head than end up in the hospital with a head injury.
Yeah,
I wear a helmet everywhere I go, and
yes.
in the odd chance that I end up with have to move a motorcycle without a helmet, it's almost like I feel like I'm going to die because I get so used to wearing the helmet. I feel so naked without it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's the
Right? So
sort of practice. Right.
Yeah.
that's the sort of practice. I feel so naked without the helmet. I mean, if your seatbelt is damaged and you have to get home, you're gonna drive your car home, right? I say that to say that one and few times I may end up on a bike without a helmet because my helmet was stolen or it accidentally left the location in a car. And when I ride off that bike without a helmet, I ask myself how people do this on a daily basis, right?
You're
This,
exposed. Mhm.
you get so used to the helmet, it is so uncomfortable to not wear the helmet.
Yes. Mr. Miles, there are those who are wondering about the mind change that we need to have in regards to our motorcyclists, well, drivers, those who
Mhm.
commute.
Mhm.
What are your suggestions in that regard? What do we do? What can we do?
Well, I'm with Mr. Fletcher on enforcement playing a major role outside of the other initiative because I believe similarly to the seatbelt wearing scenario, it was really enforcement that actually forced people to change their habit to the point now where for me, for example, once I go into a vehicle, once it's moving, I feel like if I do not have on my seatbelt, I feel like I'm literally sliding out of the seat. I feel exposed. I feel so that seatbelt has to go on, and that was as a result of a forced behavior. Because remember, prior to that law in the 90s, we went around without seatbelt. But the other issue that I wanted to point to in terms of the issuing of the free helmet, I'm wondering how sustainable is that going to be? Yeah, 2000, and then after what happens? How are you going to handle the logistics? The costing that is one. The logistics and the logistical cost is another. It is a good what you'd say gesture, but
they have to
it
start.
is not. Yeah, it can start there, but it's not something that we can point to and say yes, this is a major win. No, not at all.
Let me say something. If a biker wants to buy a helmet, a biker can buy it. We're talking about affordability. And speaking from my chair as a biker, they spend more money on their motorcycle, right?
Give us
Than they could
an
spend.
idea of the average cost for the helmets. Proper
Ah,
helmet.
A helmet ranges from 10,000 Jamaican to about 70,000 Jamaican. And might I add that all these helmets are DOT certified. It's a matter of style and the brand that will drive up the price. So it doesn't mean that the $10,000 helmet is less safer than the $60,000 helmet. Both of them go through the same rigorous testing by the Department of Transportation and to get approval. So it's a matter of the price difference is a matter of brand and style. It's almost like a sneakers, so to speak. It's a matter of brand or style, but a running sneakers is a running sneakers.
Yes. But how do you respond, though, Mr. Fletcher, to those who simply say we should not be riding motorcycles? It's a dangerous.
It's not done, Meg.
Dangerous. Hey, Mr. Fletcher, how respond to that? That we would save all of these discussions and distribution of helmets. Just don't put them on the road.
You cannot ban the particular, but I hear people swinging the ban argument around. You cannot ban motorcycles, right?
I should not. Which one?
Motorcycle in Jamaica is becoming an industry. In the first world countries, motorcycles are leisure, right? I'm sure one of you gentlemen would have had several occurrences with motorcycles saving the day for you by way of bringing your lunch, by way of the beer at your office.
Safety concerns, Mr. Fletcher. Safety concerns, man. Eh?
Yes, and everything is safe as long as you operate it safely, right? You need to understand that cars are dangerous too if you don't operate them safely. So you cannot single out motorcycle and say motorcycle is dangerous, right? Cars are dangerous too if you don't operate it safely. Look at the car accidents that are happening on our nation's road, right? The cars are crashing and turning into mangled metal. So anything that is not operated safely can be dangerous. So the notion that you should take motorcycles off the road is foolishness.
Yes.
They say you can't compare a motorcycle with a vehicle, a car. You understand? Because they say it's two is apples and oranges. But anyway, Mr. Miles, you wanted to come in?
Yeah, right. I wanted to say that it's not only leisure, but it's a legitimate form and mode of transportation, particularly when you go to the rural areas in Westmoreland, where I believe they're having a lot of the problems. We have the taxi, the motorcycle taxis that play a very critical role to getting people to work, to their place of work, so that we can have our business carried on and contributing to the economy. So it's a legitimate mode, as Mr. Fletcher said, like any other mode of transportation. If you're operating it outside of its capacity and outside of the regulations, then you're bound to run into problems. So we can't single it out and say. I think they're focusing on the fancy big bikes, which I know Mr. Fletcher probably have one or two.
Sounds right.
Yes, but that's not. I wouldn't agree with that singling out.
I ride a small bike every day. My profession is a bearer. All right, I am on the road in traffic every day. I'm saying to you that motorcycling in Jamaica is an industry. Mode of transport for many and an industry for many.
Well
right?
said.
From the food delivery man to the bearers
Yes.
to the
Leave it
security that ride a bike to work, it's an industry.
That's true.
time. All right, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Interesting discussion. Be safe on the road, gentlemen. God bless
Yeah,
you.
man.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Same to you.
Take care.
Listeners, the Morning Watch will return in just a moment.
Anything possible with a little savings in your hand.
The time by Gem Bank is
7:30.
Kevin Downswell Foundation presents Realignment 2024 with Kevin Downswell, Chevelle Franklin, Positive, John Mark Wigan, Prince Saj, and more. Tickets 2,000, VIP 6,000, VVIP 10,000. Fontana, Genus, and St. Jago Pharmacy, Brian's, and Kingston Bookshops. For open.com/realignment 2024. 876-203-7030. Saturday, July 6th, Van Williams Entertainment Center. Sunday, July 7th, Mandeville Primary and Junior High Playfield. 5:30 p.m. both days.
Happy follow Grace Sardine. Better flavor. Grace Sardine with the chef and the beginner. Follow the one with pepper. That's the winner. Shop on supermarkets. Everybody sell it. You all of them nice. Pass the partner push it.
Grace Sardines, follow the better flavor.
JPS. Keep it cool, keep it cool. Summertime hot, but we have all the tools. Keep it cool, keep it cool.
No place to see it. It's a picture. Out of the fridge, just use a big glue. Remember your Kisco ice and the glue.
If an AC come out, they have it done. AC if you have it, then up and after that. Keep it cool, keep it cool.
This summer JPS and all the tools.
Keep you cool with JPS. Download the JPS app today. Winnings are on the floor. Winnings are on the floor. 7 to 5 in smart TV. With sound bars that they get them going. Samsung Galaxy smartphone a day. S24 day. Plus chicken price when I get money for splash. $1,000,000 each in a big money cash.
Get trivia prices of data and credit. Switch to Flow or activate any unlimited prepaid plan. Or pay a yard and road bill on time and in full for chances to win. Conditions apply.
Enjoy yummy for the summertime. Win big for the back to school. It's the Yummy Summer Back to School promotion. Purchase one each of these yummy products. Yummy cheese bread, cornbread, jamboree, and 5-ounce buns. Write your name, address, and contact number on the back of your receipt and mail with the empty packages. Send in with your Yummy salesman or drop off at your nearest Yummy agency or entry box in participating supermarkets. Enter today and win your share of over 1.4 million in cash and prizes. Win big for the back to school. Follow us at Yummy Bakery JA for more details. Authorized under Section 50 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
My Mega
With so much to do in one location, make Mega Mart your one-stop shop. Pick up your groceries and houseware needs, grab a bite and pay some bills, fill your prescriptions and see the beauty products in our pharmacy, all in one amazing location. My Mega Mart, the best value by far.
Ready up, Jamaica! Get excited for a one-of-a-kind experience on Sunday, June 4. The Orchards of True Juice Bog Walk come alive with another staging of the True Juice 5K. Come run, walk, and have some fun as we raise funds for the Linstead Hospital. Enjoy the natural beauty of our island while enjoying a truly Jamaican vibe. Entry fee $2,000. Register now at TrueJuice.com. There's no other 5K like it. Follow at True Juice on Instagram for more details.
The report is out.
What report?
The Constitutional Reform Committee's report of recommendations.
Recommendations on what?
On how we move from a monarchy to a republic, of course.
So what's in it?
The creation of the office of president and changes to our parliament. Yes, man. It also includes a new qualification for membership in parliament. I know you want to see that one.
Read the full report at roadtorepublic.mlca.gov.jm.
We are on the road to republic.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. Let's now look at the newspapers to see what Jamaicans and others are really saying and doing. In the Gleaner, Jamaica gets equipment to boost dengue fever diagnostics. Also in the Gleaner, Education Ministry explains school transfer procedure amid PEP results. In The Observer, Grange names 15-member sexual harassment tribunal. And also in The Observer, JOA slams Mills over track and field official allotment for Olympic Games remarks. Well, those are some of the major stories and headlines in our newspapers. Coming up next, we'll read some of the feedback from our social media question. Will free helmets really help to solve the problems caused when motorcyclists ride without helmets? We're asking you to leave a comment on our Facebook page and YouTube channel, Love 101 FM Jamaica, or WhatsApp 876-997-3125. Soon come back.
It's a big sale at Fontana Pharmacy from June 27th to June 30th. Get up to 70% off select items in-store and online. Deals on cosmetics, household, home decor, and more. Plus, buy one, get one free on select items. Visit any of our 7 locations and follow us on social media for details. Don't miss the big sale at Fontana Pharmacy, where it's all good inside.
When tape diapers are difficult to change, it's time for Pampers Easy Ups with 360 stretchy waistband. They're easy to put on and take off, keeping their skin dry and protected.
Changes are easy with Easy Ups.
2, 3, 6, cocoa, red, fresh, beat, it's a 10, fluffy, nice, party best, spread, best combo, every bite a heaven. Yo, had the nicest cocoa bread, and patty are on my head. Make taste buds are melt, taste homemade every day. I forget so. Juicy, cocoa, red, fresh, beat, it's a 10, fluffy, nice, party best, spread, best combo, every bite a heaven. Get the best patty and cocoa bread and juicy today.
In life, the more you have to lose.
The more you love, the more you worry. The more you own, the less you sleep.
The more people rely on you, the more you have on your mind.
I have peace of mind,
knowing that whatever I own
and whoever I care about are covered by the very best.
With Sagicor Life and Advantage General, get life, health, and general insurance to help you protect what matters most.
Another World of Worship Wednesday is coming your way inside alive at 1 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. June 26th, packed with worship, fun, and information. Stick around for the brain testing exercise at 1:45. Prayer blast will come your way at 2 o'clock. More prayer, more power. 2:15, we feature Naomi Rain as our worship artist of the day. At 3 p.m., we bring you hot topics. Join us to find out what's trending in your world of entertainment, sports, lifestyle, you name it. All this and more will come your way inside alive, 1 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. This World of Worship Wednesday, June 26th, with yours truly, Sarah and the Chirpy One on the family station, Love 101.
Are you interested in what happens in the world of sports? Do you want to hear from athletes and coaches as they talk about their perspectives? Join me, Kathia, right here on the family station Love 101 FM for Sports Talk every Saturday from 1 to 2 p.m. That's Sports Talk 1 to 2 p.m. right here on the family station Love 101.
Have to be a man, got to be a man.
I am mama. On the next episode of The Mailbox, we will focus on a better tomorrow. Music has been explored as a potential tool to reduce crime and violence in various contexts. Truth is that music is a powerful tool that can influence social change both negatively and positively. A major determining factor which defines whether society is plunged into an abyss of negativity manifested by crime and violence or become one of peace and tranquility is leadership. Can the use of gospel music help to create a better tomorrow? You are invited to join us as we speak with gospel artists Kevin Smith and Ryan Testify Davis on Wednesday, June 26th at 5:30 p.m. on the family station. Love 101, the mailbox Monday.
The Batman, you don't can it and them there. So I know the guys when the and them there.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. Let's now join Jukal for a look at how our Facebook, YouTube, and WhatsApp friends answered today's question. Will free helmets really help to solve the problems caused when motorcyclists ride without helmets? Jukal?
All right, so I do have some responses here on our WhatsApp line. This first one is coming to us from Cherry in Spanish Town. Let's hear from her.
Good morning, blessings to all the wonderful staff of 1101 Morning Watching all listeners. Yes, to answer your question, yes, for the helmet, it is a good look and a good thing to give them the helmets, but also these bike riders need to take responsibility for their own action, because helmet is a protective gear that when they meet in an accident, it will protect their head. But they also have to take responsibility in wearing these helmets and responsibility for their action. God bless you all. Have a wonderful day.
All right, that one came from Cherry in Spanish Town. Diva Oakley says the person on the motorcycle is the danger, just like those driving the motor cars. Banning motorcycles is foolishness. Motorcycle is still my favorite mode, even when my father told or lectured me. So it not done make. When are humans going to take responsibility for our actions? And those are the responses so far.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. We appreciate the responses from our listeners, as usual. Now, as we segue into the second watch, Spanish Town is the capital and the largest town in the parish of St. Catherine. For a period in our history, it was the capital of Jamaica. Today, it's highly populated and still growing, even bursting at its seams. Now, as you traverse its roads, you can't help but notice the historic landmarks and references left over from the Spanish and the English. Now, how much of its history do we still not know? What of the hidden gems? Is it a town ripe for tourism? And what are the possibilities and challenges? Well, to help us answer these questions, we have online Mr. O'Shane Robinson, who is a heritage specialist, and we are still hoping to be joined by Mayor Norman Scott, who is the mayor of Spanish Town. But so far, I think we have only Mr. O'Shane Robinson, heritage specialist. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Can hear you, Mr. Robinson. How are you?
I'm okay.
Great. Thanks for joining us, sir. Of course, we are hoping to be joined by Mayor Scott, if possible. Now, Mr. Robinson, what really is a heritage site? And what are the laws of the land in regards to such sites?
Well, a heritage site is, first and foremost, a heritage site is how would you put it? It's an area that has been declared by the Jamaica National Heritage Trust through the JNHT Act of 1895 that seeks to protect our tangible cultural assets. So these are buildings are sites that would have had some historical significance to the story of Jamaica, dating back from our pre-Columbian societies, which would have been the Taínos, then onto the Spanish, then onto the British, and leading up into independence.
And how does one determine cultural assets? What are some of the distinguishing features?
Well, they must have some outstanding universal value to our society and something that we place some level of value to in terms of its significance to who we are as a people.
Yeah, and the laws, in a nutshell, what do the laws state in regards to these heritage sites?
Yes, the JNHT Act is quite clear on what is deemed a heritage site because they are protected in one of two ways. You have them
Okay.
protected as a national monument and also as a national protected site.
Okay, tell you
Because
what,
we
Mr.
also,
Robinson. I'm so sorry. We are up on a break. Just hold that thought. We'll be right back.
okay.
Praise sardine for the chef and the beginner. Follow the one with pepper, that are the winner. Shop on supermarket. Everybody
Praise
say it.
sardines, follow the better flavor.
The time is
7:45.
Bag it and pin it, every rubbish in a pan. No dirty up the place, this a we island. So keep Jamaica, say me good read, keep Jamaica clean. Make you listen to me please. No plastic bag, no fear blowing at the breeze. Proper garbage, disposal, recycle plastic, now make it full up in the streets. Bag it and pin it, every rubbish in a pan. No dirty up the place, this a we island. So keep Jamaica, say me good read. A message from the National Solid Waste Management Authority.
A time with double up your savings. These are the things that you're in a waiting. To drink the water, dreams you've been chasing. Double up your savings. Double up.
Save so you can win in the Jan Bank Double of Your Savings promotion. You could be one of 5 lucky quarterly winners to walk away with double the money you put in your savings account. Conditions apply.
Double up your savings.
Check our website and social media for details. Jan Bank will help you find a way. Authorized under Section 58(3) of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
Jamaica and its workforce are advancing quickly. Life-changing opportunities are arising. You need training and support. We are the Renewed Heart NSTA Trust, committed to providing new and emerging skills training and opportunities. Come to Heart. We'll help you claim your place in the workforce of the future.
Ready up, Jamaica! Get excited for a one-of-a-kind experience on Sunday, June 4. The Orchards of True Juice Bog Walk come alive with another staging of the True Juice 5K. Come run, walk, and have some fun as we raise funds for the Linstead Hospital. Enjoy the natural beauty of our island while enjoying a truly Jamaican vibe. Entry fee $2,000. Register now at TrueJuice.com. There's no other 5K like it. Follow at True Juice on Instagram for more details.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint, and in this the second watch, we are exploring the possibility of Spanish Town becoming the tourism capital of St. Catherine. In so doing, we have online Mr. Toussaint Robinson, who is a heritage specialist. I think before the break, Mr. Robinson, you're letting us know some of the laws in regards to heritage sites.
Yes. So, as I was saying, the heritage of our nation can be protected in one of two ways. The first route is by declaring them as national monuments, and the second is designating them as protected national heritage sites. The national monument protection is more widely used, and the protected national heritage site often refers to sites such as the Blue and Jonker Mountain and the Pedro Banks. And the Pedro Bank is an offshore site, while the Blue and Jonker Mountain has since been declared as Jamaica's first World Heritage Site and the first mixed World Heritage Site within the region.
Yeah. Now, what are some of the major heritage sites in Spanish Town, which could be used as tourist attractions?
Well, in Spanish Town, you have the Filippo Baptist Church, you have Emancipation Square.
And what's the significance of Filippo Baptist Church? Let's go with them one by one.
Okay, so with Filippo, Reverend James Filippo was a Baptist missionary who came to Jamaica in the 1820s, along with William Knibb and Thomas Burchell and a few others. And they lobbied extensively for the abolition of slavery. And Filippo was also instrumental in the formation of the first free village coming out of slavery, which is Sligoville. And that is important because it is the first time It was the first time in our nation's history where formerly enslaved individuals were granted plots of land that they owned,
Yeah.
and we still have descendants of persons who would have been related to those early individuals living in these settlements. Sligoville isn't the only one across the island, but it was the first one, and it is also in St. Catherine.
And I gather Philippa also are significant in terms of some chains being buried.
Yes, it was a common thing across all the Baptist churches at the end of slavery. They buried some of the chains within the churchyard as a symbolic gesture towards highlighting the end of slavery.
Okay. And the next site you mentioned, I guess there are others in Spanish
Yeah,
Town.
man. So you have Emancipation Square. Currently at Emancipation Square, the municipal corporation building is the old assembly building where a lot of the laws passed during our colonial history was created in that building. And you have the old courthouse, you have the National Archives, you have the Rodney Memorial, you have the remnants of the Governor's Castle, where the carriage house for that building has since been converted into the People's Museum by the Institute of Jamaica. So there is actually a museum within located at Emancipation Square that persons can use.
Yeah. Any more attractions? Any more possible?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You have the cast iron bridge, and
Where's
there,
that?
there are
Where's
other
that?
church.
Where's
The
that
cast
exactly?
iron bridge it's across the road from the hospital. Um, it's closed to vehicular traffic, but it is still used by pedestrians going across the river into their communities. And we also have the cathedral, and there is also a cenotaph that was erected in honor of all the soldiers from St. Catherine that fought in World War One.
Yes. So the cast and bridge. Can you say more on that? Why is that so significant?
It is the first one built in the Western Hemisphere, and the oldest cast iron structure. Um, the oldest cast iron bridge in Jamaica. The only other cast iron structure that I can recall along with that is the old Naval Hospital in Port Royal. I'd have to go back and look to see which one is older. But for sure, the cast iron bridge is the oldest bridge, and the Naval Hospital is the oldest building made from cast iron in Jamaica.
Interesting. I gather that we now have online Mayor Scott. Mayor, good morning.
Morning and morning to your listeners.
Yeah, good to have you. Now, of course, you have Mr. Robinson online as well, O'Shane Robinson, heritage specialist. Now, how can Spanish Town, Mayor, benefit from tourism, and what plans are in place to make that a reality?
We started with a heritage tourism product in about 2012. We got all the stakeholders, police, SPC, all the other agencies, and with the communities. We trained persons to be tour guides. And the last thing that should have been done for that to be a complete reality was for the Spanish Town, the historic square, to be placed on the Jamaica's tourist destination. That has to be done by the tourist board, and that was never happened. When we investigated, we were told that there are several amenities that were required by the, I think it's a TPDCO, agency, for that to be done. And those were not anything that are insurmountable. but we were never given that privilege. We did some renovation work to the square. We went as far as to, get the Filippo Baptist Church, and a lot of persons would not know that the shackles from slavery, or some of the shackles from slavery, were buried under that tambourine tree inside of Filippo Baptist Church yard. And we rehearsed using what I call dray carts to take tourists from the square to Filippo Baptist Church.
You're saying that was done? That has
been done? We rehearsed it.
Oh, you rehearsed it?
We rehearsed it as part of the plan to accommodate tourists. I mean, the truth is, the central authorities have not given enough thought and effort into making this thing a reality.
Okay, because I know the thought is there. The effort is a problem.
We went as far as starting to put a storyboard at the old Iron Bridge, and I need not say that you should know that it is the oldest of that kind of bridge anywhere in the Western Hemisphere.
Mr. Robinson just reminded us.
The history of Spanish Town, and the kind of heritage memories that are there is enormous. I don't know if Mr. Robinson is aware of Taki Bridge. When I brought up that name to Minister Grange the other day when we were opening the that new restaurant on Brunswick Avenue, Island Grill, and I said to her that we are at the site of Taki Bridge, and she was wondering, what is Taki Bridge? I said, Taki Bridge is the exit of a tunnel that led from the old King's House. There are several tunnels in Spanish Town,
But Mr. Mayor,
yes.
As you mentioned all of this about tunnels, I'm hearing about a tunnel possibly leading from Spanish Town to the old Forum Hotel in Portmore.
Yes, it is. I was about to tell you that one exists also.
What?
Yes. That was where the Spanish soldiers used to exit and escape from the British.
But with all of this, I mean, when I travel and you talk about Filippo Baptist Church, I've traveled and then the churches, these churches that are regarded as heritage sites. You go there, you go in there, you have guides and everything. Why can't we have this in Jamaica? I mean, successive governments have come with these ideas. Nothing at all.
I trained 12 people, including a couple of police, about 10 years ago, to be part of the team.
Yeah, but why we're not seeing the reality? What successive governments?
If I may, I doubt that the mayor remembers me, but the storyboard project that you're referring to, it was done in 2019 and it was done by me. I was the one that installed the storyboards at the heritage sites, at the Filippo Baptist Church,
and the cast iron bridge,
the cast iron bridge, and along Emancipation Square, that tells the story of Spanish Town and the different historical markers.
Mr. Robinson, Mayor Scott, we are out of time. So sorry, gentlemen. All right.
I'm really sorry I wasn't able to come on earlier.
Yeah, sorry about that. Right. We don't know why, but we're happy that you joined us. Have a safe day, gentlemen. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, listeners, for being with us. Join us again tomorrow as we continue to set the stage for discussion of topical and controversial issues. For information or to get copies of this program, call our production department at 876-968-9596-7. This has been the Morning Watch. Thanks to our producer, Kathy Gale, and our guest. I'm Dylan Toussaint. Handing you back to Love in the Morning with Joe Caldaya.